Hello and welcome to EBAday 2020. I'm Hannah Wallace and welcome to our virtual studio. In this interview, we're going to be talking about request to pay and its impact on the end user's experience of European payments. We're going to be talking about smart mobility and the challenges of integrated mobility and some of the new opportunities around digital payments. So a lot to fit in. Joining us on the call now to guide us through these topics is Eugenio Tornaghi, Marketing and Sales Director of SIA. So welcome to the show. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to have you on. So yes, first let's talk about request to pay. What role does request to pay play in the broader transformation of the payments industry? Let's start there.
Okay. Well, I do believe that since 2017, the European financial industry has an incredible asset, which is the instant payments. I mean, having a system working 24/7, enabled to clear and settle all kind of European payments, is something that we are quite far from fully exploit. Request to pay goes exactly in this direction, I would say. I mean, request to pay enables a hell of a lot of new use cases. Just to quote a couple of them, I mean, if I think to B2B business, the request to pay, combined with a mobile headset, can substitute the check in any payment on delivery, combining the certainty of the payment to a quick, cheap, and easy registration and reconciliation of the payment. So in one word, it's simply better. I mean, simply better than what you can have using a check. Then if we combine the request to pay with what is in the PSD2, so with open banking, well, the development can be even more than this. And there are literally thousands of examples of how we can integrate the payment into the sales process, bring into the final client an innovation that is quite effective because it simplifies its own life and brings a new way of payment at all. So in a nutshell, what I do expect is that request to pay will boost a lot the utilization of SEPA payment and instant payment.
So watch this space, I think it's safe to say. Some interesting developments ahead there around request to pay. And now I want to talk more about smart mobility. What are your plans at SIA to integrate smart mobility throughout Europe? Can we talk a bit more about that?
Well, we invested quite heavily in Italy, and actually we are, I would say, for sure, the first operator bringing smart mobility, smart payments on mobility in Italy. We are, our solutions are used in all the underground that are present in Italy, Milano, Rome, Naples. And we are moving forward from them, trying to promote integrate mobility. I mean, if I take my journey, starting from a small town in Lombardia to reach Milano, I add up a parking lot, a train ticket, and then an underground ticket. And all this can be done in a smart way, simplifying the life of the consumer. We do believe a lot in this because it has also an educational value. I mean, once that I learned that simply by tapping my card or my smartphone, I can use the underground or the bus. Then I learned that also for small amount, I can use the card or the smartphone. So I will use the same gesture that I'm doing to enter in the underground to pay my coffee or to pay my newspaper. So in a few words, this will enlarge a lot the utilization of smart payment. And as we do believe a lot that this educational power of smart mobility, it is true only if we can bring a simplified experience to the customer. We are selecting partners to move into Europe because we have to provide an integrated system that, of course, includes the hardware solution, the way the municipality thinks to this business itself, the development, the software development, and so on and so forth. So we are bringing what we have tested in Italy, and it has been quite successful in Italy as smart payment for mobility into Europe through partnership. We did a few, and now we are looking for other partners with the aim to always bring a solution that simplifies the life of the consumer, and it's really an easy to use way to pay.
Sure, brilliant. Well, thank you for the examples there. You've really painted the picture for us. And now moving on to my final question then, how are digital payment methods evolving in Europe, and what does it look like going forward sort of into 2021, say?
Well, when we talk about digital payments, we are talking about a growing market that has been accelerated quite a lot by the pandemic infection that is now spread throughout Europe. In such a context, it's quite normal that a lot of players are trying to take their slice of the cake, and that a lot of new entrants are coming, proposing different solutions. What we do believe is that once again, simplicity will be the key for everything. So just to make a few examples again, I mean, we are seeing a lot of different solutions for retail payments, such as payment based on RFID or payment based on QR code. But even if the QR code is quite widespread, is the name of the game. If you move to Asia, in our opinion, in my opinion, this will be just a niche in Europe, because the European consumer is used to the tap gesture that is unbeatable in terms of simplicity, and won't change his mind, as everybody has this opportunity already now. And at the same time, what we see, of course, is an increasing number of payment service provider using what has been allowed by the PSP. This is another change that is here to stay. I mean, because integrating the payment in a wider process, in a buy or sell process, is something that make the life of the consumer simply easier, because it carve out all those uneasy part that is related to the payment itself. And I believe that each of us would love to have a sort of seamless payment at the end of a buy process. So in a nutshell, what I see is that payments is a market that will continue to grow in the foreseen future in Europe. I do believe that the simplicity will be the key for both online and offline payments, confirming a couple of trends such as the ones that I just mentioned.
Well, we've had a tricky year, 2020 so far, of course, with the pandemic, but some really positive comments about the road ahead there. So I want to thank you very much for calling in. I'm sorry we couldn't be face-to-face in the studio this year, but I hope you enjoy the rest of the virtual event. So it's been a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.